Tyler Joseph 21 Pilots. Hey, I'm Chris Lipe, and in this video we're going to dissect Tyler Joseph's voice. And like all these videos that I do, all these sing-like videos, we're not trying to imitate Tyler Joseph. We're going to sound like us. We're not trying to sound like Tyler Joseph. We are learning from him. We are singing like him. In other words, we are listening to what he does, listening to his tendencies, his technique, pulling things out of his voice and inserting them into our own singing. Much like a guitar player would listen to another guitar player and learn a lick, learn from the tone that they use. That's what we're attempting to do with this video and with all the sing-like videos on this channel. And if you haven't joined my free singing course linked below in the video info, please do so. This video is going to mean a lot more to you if you have the foundational singing techniques that I cover in that course down. Using your support and breathing properly. Thinking about how you hit notes, how you hit high notes, how you hit low notes, working with your range. All of these things are going to help you take what Tyler Joseph does and put it in your own singing. All right, let's get started. The first example is a spoken example.
I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words.
Okay, so the way he talks, the way he raps, really sets a foundation for how we should think about his singing voice.
I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words.
Let's unpack this. He's using a very high larynx position. Now, he's got a very tenor voice already, but he's raising his larynx and he's actually choking off a bit of airflow. He's accessing compression via this high larynx. That's not to say he's got, I might confuse people when I say it that way. He's not choking off like this, like using to hold back air. He's not doing that. He is raising his larynx to brighten his tone and getting his face out of the way for sure. He's also closing off his nasal passage. He sounds sort of nasal, but that's because he's closing it off. And I've done a video on sounding nasal. Be sure to check that one out as well. But he's using compression as well as a high larynx position.
I wish I had a better voice.
I wish I had a better voice. I wish I had a better voice. I wish I had a better voice. And that emphasis on the consonants that he has is coming because his nasal passage is blocked, and then you have that opening momentarily of the nasal passage when he forms those you need to have your nasal passage open to fully realize that sound.
I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words.
I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. It's like his nose is plugged, and he's doing that on purpose. Between that and I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. It's not, I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. It doesn't sound like he has a cold. It's not a dropped larynx position. It's a little bit of compression and a high larynx position and a lot of smile. I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. Again, when I do it, and maybe when you do it, it doesn't sound genuine. It sounds a bit imitative, which again isn't the point. But if we understand how he gets that sound, how he gets bright like that, it's going to help us immensely with some of the other things that we sing. Next.
Taking my time on my ride.
You can totally hear that sound that is bright. Taking my time on my ride.
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 Taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
Bright, close the nasal passage, high larynx, smile, taking my time on my ride, taking my time on my ride. Now, there's an additional thing that he inserts tonally when he's singing, and I sort of extremified it there a little bit. It's not just bright, high larynx. There's this added concept of twang and an increased amount of compression. That sounds like this. Take, it would be normal. Take, even bright. Take would be here. Now, twang would be putting it through my nasal passage and take. And now I'm going to close my nasal passage. Take, and push it out the front of my face. Taking my time on my ride. Take. So it's not crow like we've talked about before, but we can access it via crow and then direct the air in the right places to get that sound.
Taking my time on my ride.
That's that bright light sound. Taking my time on my ride. Next. I love it. Yeah, I'm fairly local. Now, when you listen to this is, in my opinion, I'm pretty sure it's a comped track. So the I'm fairly local that comes after it, even though the yeah ends at about the same time, it's a separate thing. He went in and recorded the yeah on a separate take. And then I'm fairly local. Compression. Now here he actually sounds darker on the. Well, let's unpack the yeah first. Yeah. Let's do it cleaner first. This is a gritty mixed voice here. So we're going to take this idea of high larynx, yeah, and the dying cat, like you've heard me talk about many times on this video. We're going to access our mix via that. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be clean with it. Yeah. Enter back into chest. Now, the fry is going to tie this together. Yeah. If you can't do it high cleanly, accessing your mix via the dying cat technique, don't push and get grit as a result of that. You want to be intentional about adding fry over the top of a clean, pure mix. That's very important when you're doing this stuff because we don't want to hurt ourselves and we don't want to push through in our chest resonance trying to hit a pitch that we really have no business hitting unless we have dialed in the proper mixed voice first. Yeah! I'm fairly local. Now, the fairly local, if we listen carefully, he still has that bright forward sound, the high larynx, but it's lowered a little bit, and he has used his mouth and the vowels to get a longer sound even while being bright. I'm fairly local. I'm fairly local. As opposed to, I'm fairly local. He's still not dropping his larynx. He's getting a longer sound with a higher larynx position. I'm fairly local. I'm fairly local. I'm fairly local. That's a belt. I've done videos on belting before here where we have that invisible ball of energy in the front of our mouth and we're using that and we're placing it very forward in order to get that aggressive yet bright sound. So take the other things that we were talking about in his speech voice and the earlier examples and then making that vowel and that ball of energy happen in the front of your mouth gives you that nice darker resonance. for this completed sound, even though it might be 2 tracks. Yeah, I'm fairly local. Yeah, I'm fairly local. Next. Okay. Bright then, not then. High larynx smile, get your face out of the way. Than I've ever been. And then, as you go up to ever, the way I approach this is by accessing my break. I want to push to the point in chest resonance so that I start to break into my falsetto and start to crack. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Than I. That's where you want to live. And then when you feel that start to happen in your voice, push even more from your support. Not your neck. Don't tighten up there. In fact, relax as you push here. And that whole cracky exercise, as you push more and more, is going to help you stay relaxed here and find where that sweet spot is. It's short. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. And let your voice do what it's going to do, right? It's not going to do exactly what he does, but he's not going to do exactly what he does if he sings that line again. There's a certain amount of intensity, not tension, but intensity, non-competitive tenseness, intenseness that gets into his voice that allows him to naturally do that kind of thing without thinking about it. We're just looking at technique-wise how we get there as long as we have everything in the right place. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. Next.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta.
Listen to that. Sometimes. Now, plug that nasal passage, brighten it up, and we almost want to cry. This is another thing that he does really, really well, and a lot of people refer to this sort of bright, it's even a derivative of a dying cat, sort of. This, wow, I'm so sad. If you can do that and sort of be animated like a cartoon character, I'm so sad. Oh, that really works well on the Than I've Ever Been. Than I've ever been. Than I've ever been. That really works well right there, right? He's taking that same thing and he's being a little bit more reined in this next section here.
Sometimes you gotta bleed.
But it's showing itself where he's actually going between this chesty or mixed sound and pure head voice.
Sometimes you got.
Sometimes you, sometimes you, sometimes you, like that.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh.
Now listen how he trails off of each of those no's. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh. There's this sense that he's cracking into his head voice.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh. All the brightness, all the placement we've talked about. And he leans into each one of those O's with a hard onset. Oh! And then backs off so that his voice literally cracks into his head voice.
Sometimes you got.
Right there too. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh. Sometimes you gotta bleed to know. Oh, oh. Cool stuff. Next.
Oh no, set me free.
Great use of head voice, pure head voice, and a nice hard onset in the middle of the word free. Stylistic thing, really fun to unpack here.
Oh no.
Oh no, fall off of it. Oh no! Now there, with that vowel, he's doing that same thing where he's creating that darker sound with the vowel O as opposed to lowering his larynx. Not, oh no! He maintains this. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Very different than, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Falls off of it. Oh no. A little bit of, I've exaggerated that, but a little bit of fry at the very end there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Set me free. Set me. Oh no. Set me free. Set me free. Cut it off and then do a hard onset in the middle of E. Oh no. Set me free. Oh no. Set me free. Set me free. Now, to get this down, set me, you have to be prepared to go into mix with that set me, especially on that me vowel. Set me, so you're not set me, set me, set me, set me, set me, set me free. You want to remain relaxed, but that set me is going to be tense here. It's going to be intense here. Let's not get those words mixed up. Not tense, intense. From here, you want to add enough push. Your abs should literally be tired while you're setting up that free. Oh no, set me free. Oh no, set me free. Oh no, set me free. Now, that he has a little bit of vibrato at the end of that free. Set me free. Oh no, set me free. Set me free. Next. I wanna be known by you. Totally crying there. I wanna be known. Exaggerated. By you. I wanna be known. Notice how it goes into that head voice resonance at the very end of that known. I wanna be known. I wanna be known. I wanna be known. I wanna be known. What you want to do is you want to practice at this pitch, doing that cry crack. I wanna be known. I wanna be known. I wanna be known. All sorts of great things can come from that. By you. I wanna be known. By you. And experiment how you can make it your own using that technique. That's what he was doing. He was making it his own using that technique. I wanna be known by you. Don't worry so much about what comes out or how it comes out. How does it feel? And how can you learn to control artistically this technique, the cry technique that he's so good at implementing in different ways? Next. I'll slip away. Oh, excellent. I'll slip away. I love how he finishes with the breath. I'll slip. I'll slip. I'll slip. I'll slip. I'll slip. I'll slip away. So, I'll slip away. So he's in full chest. I'll slip away. And then he completely opens his chords and lets that breath finish out the phrase. I'll slip away. I'll slip away. I'll slip away. I love how he enters that note. I'll slip away. I'll slip away. I'll slip away. I'll slip away. One of the things that I like to do is move this kind of thing around in my voice. So we'll just take these words. I'll slip away. 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 And then expand on it. The attitude that he communicates here, that quiet yet anxious sound, is something that can be so versatile and so universally used to tap into the emotive state of anyone's voice. Good stuff. Next. Ooh. Now that bright forward, nasal passage closed off, this is an edgy sound. Now granted, there's some distortion, not vocal distortion, but a distortion effect going on right here. And that's okay. We'll try to hear through that. Hard onset. I'm a goner. It's actually pretty clean. I'm a goner. There's no breakup in his voice while he's doing it, but there's this edge to it. That comes from that belted sound I was talking about earlier, where his resonance is focused in the front of his face and this ball of energy in his mouth. So if we want to get there, I'm no breakup. We're not doing this. We are utilizing a bit of that dying cat sound to help us place the voice downward and upward at the same time. Then we are focusing our energy on the front of our face, in that ball of energy. And then hard onset. And then as we go to the word R, or the sound R, we're actually keeping it open. We're not going, I'm a goner. We're leaving it open almost on an ah vowel sound. I'm a goner. Like that. I'm a goner. Now, he's still in cry mode here, but he's much more belty, and he's reining that in preparation for what's to come next at the end of this song. So what I want to do before we go on to the next one is let's cryify this a bit more. Let's start clean and tight and melodic like he has here, and then let's, with our own voice, get into this idea even more. Okay? I'm a goner. I'm a goner. Let your voice do what it's going to do, pursuing that break, right? That idea with the crying. And see what happens. Keep in mind that plus this idea of belted ball of energy bearing down here, correct supported muscles, airflow, compression, all these things I've talked about on the channel are coming into play here as we learn to cry like Tyler Joseph. Let's do more. I'm a goner. I'm a goner. Oh, next example. Oh, see, we got into it. There's no way we could get anywhere close to what he's doing unless we are in the mode, unless we've gone just exactly like he did in the song, just going from that focused setup, I'm a goner, I'm a goner, emoting. And I wanna be known. Going into that. Now, we're not even really thinking so much that he's doing I wanna be known. That'd be the clean version of the pitches he's using. And that's pretty awesome to be able to get up there and mix. And if you are not getting anywhere close to what he's doing once you've entered this emotive state, fine. Back up. Practice going clean so you can focus your mind on that pitch. Yeah, I wanna by you. Now, I've done a lot of other videos on clean mix, on mixed voice. That's the dying cat derivative that I'm getting there, and I'm keeping it as clean as I feel is fitting for where I'm about to go. Then we emote, we get in the mode, and we combine this with the breaking. I wanna be known. Let yourself crack. Let yourself do things in a way that you necessarily wouldn't want other people to hear as you're dialing this in. Let's listen to the phrase. Yo, not by you. Not doing that. He's leaving that open. That same O that he does with his voice to bring it bright yet longer sounding. Yeah, I wanna be known by you. Yeah, I wanna be known by you. And he actually closes the song low, just like that. That's a fun thing to try. Get all into it, and then rein it back. Yeah, I'm a goner. Oh, yeah, I wanna be known by you. By you. By you. Thanks for letting me do this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for your suggestions. This one came from a suggestion. I love these videos. Keep me posted on other things, other artists you'd like me to do. And at the same time, sing well. Be sure to join my free course. Interact with me on a deeper level during the free course, and make sure you've got the foundational singing aspects to get to this kind of emotive, engaged singing. We'll see you for more.